Alright, so this is for anyone that's new to BeamNG that wants to know how I do this here. Just hit F11 when you load your level and hit Shift C to get your free camera. And what I'll do is just pick a building with a flat top, not like these two, but one that's kind of flat top, like maybe this one here will work. And I'll pick it with the object selector and look for the little arrows, which are over here for some reason. So hold down Shift, left click, drag, and basically that's how I just make a copy of a building to make it taller, which I made a couple already. And I just put a little mesh road on the top. But you know, mesh roads are easy too. You just hit that little mesh road, hold down Alt, get a little white dot, and while you're holding Alt, left click and left click again to place a point. And you can move these points around. You can hold down Alt, well, most of the time. When you're near a white dot, or press it, hold down Alt, and you can continue on. But I'm not fond of the mesh road. I don't hardly ever use it unless I'm just making a bridge. But that's how you could set that up if you wanted to make a mesh road. And of course, you pick your material over here in the inspector window for the sides, the bottom, and the top. And your inspector and your materials, these are up here, and your window up here. You can pull these up if they're not in here. So now to set up the mod, what I'll do is spawn the car up here. And I'll just right click it here in the scene tree, and your scene tree can be accessed right here in the window. I'll just say move selection to camera to get it here. Hit F11 to get back out of the editor. Hit escape, then you can spawn in the trampoline. Just spawn new, and depending on where you're at, it may not spawn right next to you. It may be way off in the distance. Just depends on wherever it could find a place to put it based on where you were at the moment. Now, I already cleared all this stuff out, but most of these buildings you can just select them with F11, picking the building and just deleting it. I mean, hit F11 to get to your editor, but then you hit this little object select to pick the buildings, and now I just start clearing them out. And then, like for the trees and stuff, I use the forest tool and the select item and just draw a little box and then hit delete, and you can get rid of trees that way that are lampposts or whatever else, just to give you a nice little clearing to put your trampoline, so when you roll off a building, it's right below it. Hit J to pause. Since this thing has physics, it's got a lot going on. I just pause it, try to avoid any crashes or anything. I mean, it will still crash sometimes. It's, you know, it's not perfect, but that's what I do. I just set it up like this, and I hit. Anytime you do anything with an object that you collide with, you have to rebuild the collisions, which is up here in Edit, or just hit Control F7. Now, if you want to save the stuff you've done to the level, so if it crashes and you don't want to redo all this stuff, just hit Save Level. And what it'll do is it'll make a temp folder of the level of just the stuff you've changed in your user folder, which you can delete later if you want to restore things back to normal. I'll show you where that folder is. It's the default location is usually your C drive, users, app data local BeamNG, and then you'll see the current version, whatever that may be at the time of this video. Go in the levels and you'll see where it saved a temporary West Coast. You can delete that and undo anything you've done, basically. But here we are. We got our trampoline. We rebuild our collisions. We can unpause the game. We can hit F11 and get out of our editor. Hit tab to get to our car. Reset it because it's on fire for some reason. Don't know why. Let's just drive off and test this trampoline. Oh, that's terrible. Let me get a little more speed. And you'll see this thing bounces rather nicely. The dump truck is incredible for this. I'll spawn him in. Dump truck weighs a lot. Not the dump truck, I'm sorry. The cement mixer weighs a lot. From what I can see, it's the heaviest thing in here. I'll spawn a new one. I'll show you something you can do here. You can hit F11 to get back into the world editor, and once it loads, you go to Gameplay Script AI Manager, and whatever you have tabbed to control, it'll put the dot on the one you're controlling. You often have to hit C or make sure it moves to the orbit camera, because it'll, if you're in free cam and you do this, it won't follow the car. So you just hit record, like say you drive off, and you'll see this thing bounces really nice. Sometimes it'll crash the game, not the game so much as it'll makes the stability unstable from the collision of the trampoline. I mean, it doesn't happen often, but it does happen sometimes. Just hit J to unpause it and reset the scene with Shift R. So now that I've recorded this, I can go to the next vehicle. I can record him doing something. And I don't think I saved. Yeah, I did save it. Okay. I just wanted to give it a little extra time to bounce and stuff. I'll turn off this display paths. I don't want to see that. Hit play all and hit F11. Oops. God damn it. I messed up. Shoot. It's easy to hit the wrong thing in here and erase your recording. It happens all the time. All the time. Let me do this one more time. And yeah, we got some crazy polygons going on. Some instability. But it happens. Alright, now stop all, play all, hit F11, and just watch the show. And look at that dump truck, ain't even going anywhere. I'll tell you what, unreliable AI, unreliable. It's playing, but it ain't doing anything. There he goes. No, that's the pickup truck again. Yeah, see? I tell you what, man, this thing can irritate my ass to no end. It is more demanding on this level. I've noticed with this mod, even though it's like 40,000 beams or 50,000 beams almost, it doesn't take a lot out of the CPU or GPU. It's the memory that if you start seeing it, you know, performing bad, you can Control Alt Delete. Is it Control Alt? No, I hit the wrong thing. I hit Control Alt Z. Control Alt Delete, and look at your memory and see where your memory's at. But it's just, I need more memory. See, I know when this game gets to like 80% usage of your memory, it gives you an error telling you, or a warning saying your memory's low. Buy more memory or free up some programs. Well, I don't have anything else running. It's just a city takes so much memory to load. Your best bet's to do something like this on grid map, but I can understand the value of having the city, you know, driving off a driving off a building onto a trampoline. It's more entertaining than dropping something from grid map, but it will perform better on there. So that is about it. I would not advise having two of these, just for the fact it's just so many beams. Let's go to the grid map, load this in. I haven't tried this yet. But I know with the other mod I made, the Funny Money, which was very similar to this, you could turn it sideways and put it in the ground and kind of run in, dog it. You could run into the side of it and it'd be like a rubber wall, basically. You run into it and it shoots you back the other way. Yeah, it doesn't do as much damage as a brick wall because it's, you know, an absorbed impact, more or less. So I have seen it crash loading the mod for just unknown reasons. It happens. So we're going to rotate this thing, stick it in the ground purposely, like that. And drive into the side of it. I think this is probably the least entertaining thing you could do with this, but it's just another thing you could do if you wanted to do this. Not that thrilling. The Funny Money mod does better because it has more elasticity. You can go into it a lot farther. This is like basically like a real trampoline in the way that it is stretched pretty tightly. Now I did toy with the idea in the materials to adjust the transparency by putting on like a lerp alpha, and what that does is it makes it so you can see through the material like a real trampoline, see what's under it just a little bit. I mean, that's how actual trampolines are. You kind of can see through, but I don't know that this would be a performance thing or not. I don't think it would matter much, but that is more realistic to how one looks that type of see-throughness. So I'm going to pack this up. I'm going to post this video with this, so if anybody needs anything else that I didn't cover, let me know. But I think that's pretty much it.